Welcome to the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends. My name is Scott Switzer. I'm the Clydesdale. We love to do fitness. These are my friends. Got Charlie and Amy with us tonight. So
Hey.
first thing we got to do is we got to thank our sponsors, RX Smart Gear, best jump rope in the business. Got to see a lot of that in action this weekend. They are awesome, and a lot of the athletes prefer and use their RX Smart Gear jump ropes this weekend. It was so cool. But if you want to get one of your own and you need a code, it's called Clydesdale 15, all caps. Use that at checkout, 15% off anything you buy at the rxsmartgear.com store, other than new releases and special editions. And you may be able to win a free one. We are 4 subscribers away.
Let's go!
4 subscribers away from hitting the next century mark and giving away a brand new classic RX Smart Gear jump rope that you can customize yourself. So make sure you go to YouTube, go to our channel, the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends podcast, click the subscribe button, make sure you have a public profile, and you could win a brand new RX Smart Gear jump rope. Also, Bear Bells, protein bars, so good. Amy will say it.
Crunchy fudge.
Crunchy fudge. They got the cashew something. The one I want and I have not been able to get. It is. I love cashews.
Yeah.
Almond coffee.
But anyway, you can get 10%
Delicious.
off your order at shop.barbells.com, shop.bearbells.com, and using the code Clydesdale10, all caps at checkout, and get 10% off anything you buy there. And you can get those cashew ones, you can get the crunchy fudge, you can get the salty peanut, all delicious. With that, I want to move into what you guys are up to. And both of you did Murph this weekend. Some did it more than once. Some PR'd it by like 400 minutes. So who wants to go first?
Well,
I'll let
I'll
Amy
go
go
first.
first.
Yeah. So actually, I will tell you, this was one of the coolest weather Murphs I've ever done. This was probably my 10th Murph. And the weather was overcast and 52 degrees, which actually is perfect for doing Murph with wearing the weight vest. So I remember last year I had to take my weight vest off because it was 90 degrees and I just was overheating. And so I didn't get to complete it last year with the vest. So I did it this year, had my vest. I PR'd by 6 minutes, which actually was surprising because I also felt like I was moving slower, but I guess I wasn't, obviously. But I also tried a new method this year. I've always done 20 rounds of Cindy, 5, 10, 15, and it's always the push-ups that get me. And so this time I saw, somebody else do it, and it's the 25 rounds of 4, 8, and 12. And I was like, I'm going to give that a try because I've, done this is my 10th one. I might as well try something different. And I think it was the combination of the new method and just the cooler weather that helped me get the PR. So that was awesome. And then I got to witness Charlie do one of his Murphs this year, and I was very proud of him.
Maybe it's that Underdog's accessory work.
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah, you're right. Underdog Athletics. Could be.
Yeah.
I had
Charlie, which Murph do you want to talk about?
Well, let's see. The first one it's a very different experience because the weather for me, and as our friend Mikey also knows, we have this thing called Raynaud's that lets your fingers just kind of disappear. So that doesn't really help you on the pull-up bar, but we went on partitioned. We did complete it. So therefore, I never have to do it again. I can sleep well.
You did it unpartitioned with the vest under an hour.
And here's what almost happened. The heat before me, one of the children, and when I say children, it's one of the 22-year-old kids, came in and beat my original time by 45 seconds. So I thought, I'm going to go ahead and have to try to beat him now because he's, why not? He's well younger than me, so it all makes sense. You have to, hurt yourself to do that. But no, I stuck to the plan. went unpartitioned, finished, don't ever need to do it again. Now we move ahead.
And under an
Then
hour, that's
last
super impressive.
Did go under an hour, but was well beyond my PR. And then
That's all right.
yesterday, you're having a good Memorial Day. Maybe you're having some adult beverages, and your neighbor comes over and says, "Hey, I want to try that Murph thing that you guys are doing. Can you guys show me how to do it?" I'm like, "Oh, this is a recipe for disaster for me, because that means I know that I'm going to do it." So he owns a gym around here, just a regular gym. He put probably 75 bands across the bottom rig. And so I said, well, I'll do it without a vest. Let's see how this goes. We went strict without a vest. Actually,
so what
felt
made you
pretty
go
good.
strict?
And just why not?
Okay.
Felt good. Just wanted to see if I could do 100, not in a row, but do them straight.
And how do your lats and your pecs feel today?
Actually, not bad, surprisingly.
Oh, okay.
Probably those Carrie Pierce abs, which we are on week 3, day 2.
This is a miracle.
I'm close to asking for my money back because I don't see 3 abs yet.
Well, those adult beverages you were just discussing a second ago might have something to do with it.
Could be.
Could be.
That's your theory.
Yeah.
She didn't say I couldn't.
Yeah. So, Scott, did you and Kat drop in somewhere and do Murph or a version of Murph?
No, it got to be a crazy weekend. Much busier than we anticipated it to be. And it started much sooner than we thought it would. So we actually had to be there much earlier than we thought. And yeah. But
those that don't know, where is it? What are we talking about?
So we were at the Mid-Atlantic CrossFit Challenge. We stayed in a creepy Airbnb in the middle of the woods.
Oh, it's creepy.
You would have loved it. It was a hippie, like artwork all over the wall. The doors were painted yellow, with saying "Be the sunshine," like totally Radowski'd up.
Sounds like it.
In the Airbnb. But it was like 15 minutes outside of Knoxville. I told Kat, if I start hearing a banjo, we're out of here. Like that far into the woods.
I love it.
And so we were there, and it was like 15 minutes into town every day. And the guy that was staying with us was a judge, and he had no car. So we would drive him in and then just start working in the morning, which actually turned out to be good.
Is this Joe who was on our show before?
It was not. Joe was there. It was awesome to see Joe.
Okay, great.
But this is Mike Ostman. He's actually out of Minnesota, and he's going to be at Granite next week and be my chauffeur by returning the favor. But anyway, what I was going to say is, I've always gone off the rails traveling, because to me that is like, well, I can go off my plan, I can do whatever I want to do, and all that stuff. So we actually, the first night there, went to Publix, a grocery store in Knoxville, and they had healthy prepared meals. So I bought a chicken breast and sweet potato meal. I bought a pork wrapped in with asparagus and feta cheese and Brussels sprout. And so we had those for dinners the first couple nights, and had planned to have one dinner out the last night we were there. And we went to a burger joint. It was a grass-fed beef joint. I texted Cheryl and said, can I have the fries, or do I have to get the tomato salad? She didn't get back to me in time, so I'm like, shit, I'm just going to get the tomato salad. And I had 1 6-ounce beer. And I was going to have 2, but I changed in my second beer. We went to an ice cream shop, and I said, I want a scoop of ice cream, but I only want you to give me a third of the scoop. I'll pay for the full. Give me one third so I can just taste it and get that out of my system. And it really worked. Like it worked. That was just enough ice cream for me to get the satisfaction of it and to move on. And lost 1.8 pounds over the weekend.
Look at that.
Dang. That's awesome.
Boom.
Boom. Very
So
impressive.
really worked. We took deli turkey with us to the media room, rice cakes, stuff like that, just to get us through the day. And what we also learned is when you're media, you get nothing. When you're a volunteer, they feed you, they give you swag, they give you shoes. Media, zilch. You get a
it
little
makes
pass
sense for
that
that
says
stuff.
media, and that's it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So, yeah.
So let's hear more about the weekend, though.
Well, let's talk about the event itself first.
Okay. Yeah.
So Mid-Atlantic CrossFit Challenge, they were sending 10 individuals to the games and 5 teams, 5 women, 5 men, 5 teams. It was a pretty stacked field. You had people like Tia Claire Toomey. You had Samuel Quant, second fittest man in the world. You had 2015 champ Ben Smith. You had Justin Medeiros, who is probably the most popular athlete in the sport right now, the way the crowd responded to everything he did. You had Rich Froning on the team, Scott Panchik, Travis Mayer, Charlie and I's boy, Brooke Wells, Haley Adams, well, kind of Travis Williams. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Jessica Griffith and Fee Sagafi.
Amanda Barnhart.
So it was on the team and women's side, and really the men's side, dominated by one person the entire weekend. On the team side, Mayhem killed it. On the female side, Tia. Haley, I would say, closed the gap, but still is nowhere close. And there's definitely a teardrop, and not like a teardrop, but a teardrop from Tia Haley to the next athlete in the competition. And that would have been Brooke Wells, then Amanda Barnhart, Jessica Griffith, Fee Sagafi, and Christine Kohlenbrander, a team athlete that went individual and missed going to the games by 1 point. So here's the crazy thing, and it was kind of missed on the broadcast, is that Tia had it sewn in the bag. Haley was second for sure. Brooke was going to make it. Amanda was fourth, and she basically shit the bed on the last event.
Yep.
If she would have finished 1 place lower, she would not be going to the games. Jessica Griffith and Christine Kohlenbrander would have beat her. Because those Amanda and Jessica were tied in points at the end of the weekend. Christine Kohlenbrander was 1 point back. And so 1 place difference.
Yeah.
It's a big jump. So
I think that looked pretty good for Brooke, though, considering, to take third, but to also have gone through a move and with a brand new coach.
Definitely looking a lot better.
She looked really good. Really
Composure
good.
was better. Everything just looked like.
Technique was good. Her attitude was good throughout, whether she had a good workout or a bad workout.
Yeah, her composure.
Yeah, so good.
And there's Sam Quan.
So let's get to then we'll jump to the men.
Okay.
We'll jump to the men. We had a domination by someone that nobody ever heard of.
Right.
Unless you're
I want to talk about this a little bit before we move on. We have had zero competition for 18 months. So we haven't got to see anybody really compete. I think you're going to have pop-up people in all of these events who it's just like, you guys have high school athletes, right? Let 18 months go by and all those graduates are gone. And now you have these kids moving up. It's a completely different team.
Yeah.
So now you have 18 months of no competition. And now all these people are going to pop up. We had Jason Hopper, who is a former Clemson football player.
Yep.
Along with Marquand Jones. They kept putting the pair up together on the big screen. And he was a starter his freshman year and left the team to pursue a career in CrossFit.
Yep.
Yowzer.
He's 23 years old, and he is a freak. He is a large man, and it doesn't seem to slow him down on any of the gymnastics.
How about he won by basically a large margin? But
yeah, he
that one
dominated.
event, he basically just had a brain fart and like fell over his bar, and it was a mess. And he still, I think he got 8th in that one, maybe. But it was still like, this kid's a freak.
Yeah, everybody's like, who's gonna be the next Matt Frazier or win the games? Dude, I think this guy has a shot. I don't see any holes in his game on an inside event. Now, we haven't seen him like on a long run or a swim or an odd object, but I do not see any odd object slowing him down. Just freakishly strong. He snatched 300. His gymnastics looked awesome. Muscle ups didn't slow him down. Chest to bars didn't slow him down. I don't know. Then we have Scott Panchek, who came in second. Looked good.
Yep.
Right.
Justin Medeiros came in third. I'd say Scott looked better than Justin. Justin struggled at the beginning of the weekend a little bit. Came on late with some stuff. And then fourth place was our boy Travis. And fifth place, another kind of out of nowhere guy out of Cincinnati, Ohio. He is at CrossFit Conjugate down there.
Yeah.
Zach Watts. And I actually was sitting beside his family when they announced his name. And his dad is a very large man, probably like 6'4", 6'5"-ish. Came down to give Zach a hug, was standing on my foot the entire time. Felt it. Yes, I did. And he was sobbing that his son made it. So you see this big, like 6-foot guy sobbing for his son. It was awesome.
I think Zach has done some things with Dex, hasn't he?
What's that?
Done some things with Dex.
Yeah, because Dex used to be in that Kentucky area.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that Kentucky, Cincinnati blendish area. So yeah, Dex knows him pretty well.
That's awesome. Yeah, but what we were saying, Sam Quant.
Yeah, and
happened?
Ben Smith.
Still, Ben Smith. I mean, what was his place? 10th.
10th.
Okay.
Lately on Instagram, the guy looks like he's killing it, and he just didn't have it.
Just can't hang with the kids anymore. Better jump in there with Dan Bailey in that age group qualifier.
Dude, I don't think he's quite there. I think he's just 30 now.
I think he's 31.
Yeah.
Listen, in this sport, that's an old man.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it is if you've been competitively training for
12 years.
10 plus years. Yeah.
And in those early days, doing it in the reckless way.
Right.
In the garage.
So yeah, crazy stuff there. But really happy, like the guys just seemed really cool. And we actually, Kat and I talked to Jason afterwards to try to eat. We asked him to be on the show. So the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends, he agreed. Just said send him a message through Instagram. So probably when I get back from Granite, we'll do that to try to get him on. But super nice guy. A lot of his football buddies were in the crowd. They had white T-shirts on with markers with his football number and his name, and they were so loud. It was so cool. It was just a really cool kind of nice being in front of live people and forgetting about COVID for 4 days.
Right. Wasn't one of his buddies also competing, and didn't he have the highest snatch? Who had the highest snatch on the men's
Zach
side?
Watts.
Zach Watts.
The
Zach Watts.
kid from
Okay.
Cincinnati.
Okay.
It was only 310 pounds. No big deal.
Jeez.
We go back to the women's snatch, and what is crazy, and I saw someone get into Tia's head. Not that it affected her the rest of the weekend, but in that moment, she was looking down and saw Kohlenbrander put more weight on her bar, and Tia turned around and changed her mind on what she was going to go for, upped the weight, and then missed it.
And Shane actually told her not to. So there's that.
Oh, so there's something to listening to your coach, huh?
Nope. She still won.
But like,
I tell you what, that Christina made it look easy too. That last one looked like it was, I got more in this tank.
Totally.
Dude, in person, she looks fit. Like, man, I'll tell you what, like, I don't know what's going on, but like, I don't know if M2's getting to too many people.
Yep.
Because like everybody is cut right now. And I think that they're realizing that is kind of the determining factor, is that nutrition plays such a big role, and nutrition and sleep, and everybody has to do those extra things. Man, Amanda was as cut as I've ever seen her. It's just, even on the men's side, did you see Scott Panchek?
Yeah.
Like, he looked like he could walk on a bodybuilding stage.
Yeah.
They gotta figure it out. Gotta put all this weight up.
It was funny. I was watching something with my wife last night, and that we had filmed, and she goes, "Man, Rich has really let himself go."
The intermittent fasting. See what happens to you.
Yeah. But it was pretty cool. And just a little bit of behind the scenes, like there was a lot of like dignitaries. Eric Rosa was there, Dave Castro was there, J-Mac was there, Adrian Bosman was there, all there to kind of check out what was going on with the event. And they were walking around with Wilson Pack, who was the guy who was kind of running the show. So while, in the sanctionals, CrossFit was very hands-off, they were very supportive in this vein. And one of the coolest moments is that Eric Rosa brought his son, and Kat pulled an Amy and made friends with Eric Rosa's son. And they chatted all weekend long.
There you go.
That's awesome.
So trying to get her in with Eric somehow. Actually, she was being very genuine. But Eric just sat in there with the crowd. Nobody blocking him or anything.
That's awesome.
But it was pretty cool. So, yeah.
And then the other thing that happened this weekend was the Torian Pro.
Yeah, so it was really tough for us because we had to be up.
Yeah.
We had to be up at 6 a.m. So Friday morning, we actually had time to watch, kind of with some fast forwarding. We got to watch everything from Thursday through Thursday late night, Friday morning. And then after that, it was just hit or miss what we could see because of just the timing of everything. How much did you guys get to watch?
Well, I watched a lot of my favorite heats, but that was also because same thing, like timing wise, it was still coming on when I wasn't able to watch it. So I wasn't necessarily watching it live. So, so I would watch the main heats with, our girl, Sanders, and of course my boy Con.
What I thought was funny on the first night was Alethea Boone did that one workout. It was the Amanda
20, yeah.
Amanda 21, and the Alethea killed it, right? And they're like, I don't know who's going to touch this. Alethea's just killing it. And then Cara comes out and beats her like by a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
They were just walking through like, this is just.
Well, let me
just
pick
go
up this
here.
toothpick. All right.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
done? Nope. Okay, I'll just do another one.
Mhm.
Then
But
Royce Dunn had a good showing, giving us dads more hope out here. Him and Travis,
Yeah.
all the
Super
guys
awesome.
with kids, saying we can still compete out here.
I think that was a pretty mild upset, right? Like nobody picked Royce Dunn to win that.
Mm-mm.
yeah.
Before COVID, he was training with Rich a lot.
Yeah.
And so maybe, that's helped him going
That
into
Froning
this
guy,
year.
he may know what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, the
I'll tell
Mayhem
you what.
athletes had a good weekend.
What I was going to say about the Torian Pro is I really liked the events, and it was I love they actually used every piece of equipment, like of the Concept 2 piece of equipment, which or maybe not all Concept 2, but the biker, the skier, the air runner, the like that. I just thought it was cool how they were able to incorporate a lot of different aspects into their programming for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. They used them all at MACC, but not not at the same time.
Yeah, right.
And it's funny. I don't know if you guys saw the article in the Morning Chalk Up about Assault being sued
Yeah, I already know about that. Yeah.
by Waywood.
Because of the patent of the curve.
Even on the Assault bike. So Woodway had the patent on the bike and the runner. Trueform paid them out to use the patent, but Assault did not. And so you don't see any Assaults. And then CrossFit announced that the Rogue Echo bike would be the official bike of CrossFit.
Right.
Yeah, that thing's stupid.
It's so stupid.
Hate it.
Hey, it's a very well made piece of equipment. However,
Yeah.
Right.
it's harder.
You can't hammer on it like you can hammer on an Assault bike.
Right.
I agree. Yeah.
But yeah. So so the final results down there were Royce Dunn 1. Was
Yep.
it Baden Brown 2?
Nope. Jay Crouch.
Jay Crouch.
Baden was 3.
Who was 3?
Baden.
Baden
Baden
was 3.
Brown.
And on the women's side, Cara dominated.
Totally.
And then it was like
Laura Clifton.
and Ellie
Turner. Yep.
Yeah. So some new people down there as well.
Mm-hmm. And
So
did you see? I know you had to, but from the team CrossFit, Kate on her.
Who?
Oh yeah,
list.
yeah. CrossFit Kate. They missed by one spot, right?
Yeah, but her event where she was cheering everybody up,
Pumping the
like,
crowd.
Come on. Yeah, and her comment, which she's so funny, but her comment was like, "Oh my God, what if I got everybody to cheer and then I missed this list? That would have totally sucked."
That was a good way to clean that quote up, Amy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way to think on your
I cleaned
toes.
it up. Yeah.
So then we still have the last chance, which James Newberry will be in, Con will be in, Alethea,
Ethiopian.
Meredith Root, not Meredith Root,
Madeline.
Maddie Sturt. Maddie Sturt.
Yeah. Sturt.
Yeah.
And then at MACC, it's pretty much unknowns on the men's side, but you have Fisa Gaffi on the women's side with Christine Cullenbrander and Danielle Dunlap. And I can't ever remember the girl. It's like a 3 hyphenated name. But anyway, you can check out the leaderboard. The next 4 women got into the last chance at MACC. And then the
Gibson
next
Burke.
3, that's it. Gibson, Mark,
Burke.
Gibson Burke.
Angelo DeCecco is going to be on there.
Yeah,
Men's
Angelo
side.
DeChico.
Chico.
Yeah, he looked
Hit
good,
his teen.
man. And he's still only like 21.
Yeah.
That retirement at 18 made the comeback a lot easier.
Right.
But he still looks like the fireman with the stash.
With the stash, yep.
Yeah.
But we mentioned on it earlier, but forgot, but Travis Williams had to withdraw from the competition.
That is correct.
Because of work.
Yeah. And then 12 hours later, he announced that his significant other is pregnant.
Yeah.
He is a cadet in the fire department in Austin, and they cannot have people cover for them when they're on probation. So that was confirmed while we were there, that is a legit thing. I don't know why he came if he knew that that's what was going to happen when someone else could have had that spot.
Yeah.
If you want some interesting reading, you should read the comment section underneath his announcement of him leaving. And I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, it's just leave it to their imaginations.
Yeah. If you want like reality show drama, read those comments.
Geez.
So
then
those were the events for the weekend. Any other questions you guys have?
No, I want to talk about what's next.
So this weekend we have 2 live competitions again. And it was announced over the weekend that Fittest in Cape Town did secure a live stream deal. So you'll be able to live stream Fittest in Cape Town. In addition to that, we will have Granite Games in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I will be there, which will be fun. I'll be by myself. So hopefully I meet some friends to help me know where to be and what to do. But I do know Matt O'Keefe. That might help me some at this one.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be another stacked, fun event. And again, like what happened at Torian and MACC, we're probably gonna get a surprise athlete that nobody really heard of that is gonna show up. But we have Chandler Smith.
And how many go from Granite Games?
All the North American ones are 5.
Okay, thank you.
So my thing of interest is going to be Chandler Smith.
Yep.
Because Samuel Quant didn't do well, but he did put out a post today as to why that was. He's actually suffering through some things where he woke up with a rash and was in urgent care in Knoxville and was having shortness of breath. He did not look good on the floor. Like I don't know what it looked like on TV, but he was stopping, going down on a knee, squatting down to catch his breath a lot.
He looked like something was wrong with him.
Yeah.
And so he said he has bouts of something where he loses shortness of breath, or he gets shortness of breath, and stuff like that he's been fighting through since 2017. And that he didn't even tell his coach about it. He was trying to hide it. And that now they're working on it and they're going to try to figure out what it is and how to fix it. And you can read that on his Instagram post. It came out last night, I believe. But with him not doing well, Amanda almost not making it really by a point. And now Chandler goes up to New England. What is it going to be? Is he going to improve or not? Now, what I kind of heard around the water cooler is Chandler's a different athlete than Sam and Amanda. And the things that he needs is what Ben is good at.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But that's actually something I'm going to look at as the weekend starts to see how Chandler's doing. But our close personal friend, Saxon Panchek, is going to be there.
Yep.
Another friend, Christy Ermo O'Connell, will be there. And then our friend of the show, Emma Carey.
Yeah.
And the other young gun, Mal O'Brien, Paige Powers.
Is Annika going?
Annika is online at Atlas.
Okay, I knew travel was a problem. So.
Old Street Horner will be there.
Alessandra Pacelli.
Oh, Oh, your girl.
So Street Horner, yes, he's going to be there. Colton Mertens, friend of the show, going to be there. So it's going to be a fun weekend. There's a lot of names. It is at the Minnesota Vikings practice facility in Eagan, Minnesota. So we're not really in Minneapolis, but that's going to be fun. And in Fitteston, Cape Town, I have not had a chance to do much research there, but it's happening this weekend as well. And again, we said they're going to have a live stream. And I know they started announcing events there as well. So what are you guys most looking forward to at Granite?
I want to see Emma Carey. I want to see what she's going to do. I want to see her competing against that field.
Yeah, I want to see her and Mal compete.
I think it's going to be interesting seeing her and Mal go against Christy.
Yeah.
32-year-old Christy against the two 17-year-olds. And, experience, there is something to that. Like totally. knowing when to push, when not to push. Because if you looked, like that's kind of the cool thing about being live is like you saw the Mayhem athletes like do the look down the lanes, like, do I have to push right now? Mm-hmm. Nah, okay. But if they do, they did. Yeah. Like Haley was doing the rich all weekend.
Yep. That's a smart way to compete though.
Yeah. And that like those veterans are going to know that. Mm-hmm. And what's going to happen on a long competition weekend to the 17-year-olds if they go out too hot. Mm-hmm. So hopefully they get good coaching, good pointers. Our guy Dex is actually going to be working with Emma this weekend.
Awesome.
He is representing Brute as her coach.
Oh, nice.
So hopefully we can get some inside information there as to what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anything else happening this week? Last week?
No, just nope. Recovering from Murph and watching CrossFit.
Yeah. We'll get another weekend of that.
Oh, wait. Go back. There is something. Charlie's son graduated.
We knew that already. Your son graduated.
We already talked about that, but your son had his graduation.
Yes, we did talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's worth talking about again.
No.
All these schmoopies.
No.
Yeah, I think that's the description on YouTube is the three schmoopies.
Yep. 3 schmoopies.
Oh, you're right.
The 3 schmoopies graduated.
All right, fine. Maybe I'm just stuck on it. I'm sorry. I'll get off this carousel ride.
Speaking of kids, right before I came on, mine called me to yell at me. Because I posted a video of me singing on social media.
Oh,
yes.
It was probably, yeah. You're TikToking.
Were you going to say is a valid argument?
I was going to say I understand why a kid would call out their parents for making a TikTok.
She's just hip. She's not hip. She didn't get it.
It's just her other friends are so jealous that she has such a cool dad.
Exactly.
I think you're right.
That's what it is.
100%.
That's what I told her. And she was like, I don't think so.
Well, she's wrong.
So the arm of my chair keeps falling when you hear that noise, just to let you know.
Oh, okay.
So if I tip over real fast to the one side, you'll know.
Nope.
Amy went dark.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen. I don't know what happened.
Her chef right out too.
Well, we can go ahead and get to our silly questions of the week, brought to you by Up Before You Coffee. A very delicious start to your day. Nice mild roast, nice medium roast. Pick either one. They're both super delicious. And you can get yours for 20% off with Clydesdale 20 at checkout, all caps. Get your Up Before You coffee at upbeforeyou.com. So I don't really super remember the the questions. The first one had something would you rather have the window seat or the aisle seat on a plane, and why? Charlie?
I would like to have the window seat so I can see if anything's happening out there. Like if there's a old lady sitting on the wing, those type of things that happen on planes.
There's a colonial woman on the
There's a colonial woman on the wing. I need to know these things.
Yeah.
wing.
Amy?
That's why.
I also agree with the window seat, but it's for different reasons. Mine is because I want to be able to lean on it for sleeping.
So mine is the aisle. And that is because if you're lucky enough to get the window seat where the indent is, great for guy with wide shoulders. If you get the seat with the rib, not great for guy with big shoulders. So at least on the aisle, I know I can kind of spread out a little bit. The only bad side to that is I get hit by the drink cart like 16 times.
Yep, on your elbow.
Yeah. But I would prefer the aisle to the risk of the 50-50 shot on the window seat.
Sure.
And Kat and I actually talked about this in Knoxville, and she said window seat as well. So I've picked all the right friends to travel with.
There you go.
Because you all can have the
Perfect.
window seat, and I can have
And
the
you can
aisle
be in
seat.
the aisle. There you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one is, if you could be one or the other for a day, would you rather be a bird or a fish? Amy, you're up first.
I don't like birds. I just don't. Even though I do agree that I want to fly versus run, I don't like birds. I just don't. They annoy me. So I'm going to choose fish because I also like being in a lake and I like that. So I'll go fish.
Charlie?
Also, I'm a Cancer. And they like water. Sorry.
And I will be a bird so I can swoop down with my talons and get
And eat
Amy
me.
when she's yelling.
Yeah, I go with bird. I've spent enough time in the water in my life. Something new. And birds can fly faster than 10 miles an hour, so I'll go with that, flying.
You can drop things on people and what are they going to do? Nothing. Can't do anything.
Yeah. Payback for all the birds that dropped stuff
Just
on my car.
Yeah.
So did you guys see the video where we asked the fly run question to all the athletes?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
My favorite answer was Boz going, why would I want to fly 10 miles an hour? That'd be so frustrating. Yeah, I'm
He is
flying,
correct.
but I
Dave
can't get anywhere.
But then Dave Castro was like, yeah, I want to fly because it's cool.
Yeah.
So it's running 100 miles an hour.
No, you're going to chafe.
Yeah, Rich
And
said
these
run.
other
I'm
nipples
going
are
with
fun.
Rich.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. Well, next week's guest, we've kind of changed the schedule a little bit, is going to be Justin Kotler and Bethany Shadburn together, talking about how they came together, why they came together, and how Underdog Athletics has formed, as well as Miss Bethany has a new thing coming out that you guys can hear about
Ooh.
on this episode.
I am now intrigued.
So
Does
check
it have
that
to do
out.
with croc fit?
No.
Okay.
You
Does it
said
have to do
croc
with-
fit, right? Like croc the shoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Does it have to do with me?
No.
No.
Then I don't care anymore.
All right. And so now we go to the best thing from the internet. And Amy's looking at me like she doesn't know this comes every week.
I literally always forget. But I have something. I remember.
All right, then
let
if
me
you have
go
something,
before I
go.
forget. it's going to be Fluffy Ducks. He had the 2 side-by-side videos of the person that's running the first mile of Murph, and they're running and they look fresh, and then the person finishing the last mile of Murph, and that's just really how it feels, and I can just relate pretty close to it, so that's where I'm going.
I saw one with Jennifer Aniston as the first mile and Iggy Pop as the last mile.
Yeah.
Was that his or someone else's?
I think that might be Make What's Great Again.
Okay.
His was Usain Bolt first.
Yeah.
And then it was like a marathon runner who, when your legs are deer legs, she's falling into the stanchion and falling.
So apparently there are a lot of memes out there about the first and last mile of Murph.
Yes.
Because it's relatable.
What do you got, Charlie?
So mine is, not a lot of people are going to know this, but so there's a former football player named James Harrison, played for the Steelers. He's a freak of an athlete. He's a monster in the gym. Couldn't be stronger, I don't think, as a person. He was recently asked why he wears sweatshirts all the time in the gym, because if you see him, he's in a sweatsuit all the time. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to start wearing sweatshirts now, because his answer is, because I don't want people to be jealous that my arms are so big and they'll stop working out.
Stop it.
He's fantastic.
We're talking like old Rocky One sweatsuit.
Like, not fitted.
Like, no.
Like from
extra
Walmart.
large.
From Walmart.
But, right.
Champion brand. Yeah.
With the hoodie, everything. He's just a fantastic person. He doesn't like participation trophies.
I do like him.
I don't like him that he's a Steeler, but that's either here or there.
Amy keeps disappearing on us.
My husband was trying to call me. I declined it.
Oh.
So the one I have is, we're going to actually go down to the Torian Pro. And if you didn't see this moment, it is why CrossFit is the coolest thing in the world. A young kid, his last name DeJong, actually almost made it to the games. Looks like Napoleon Dynamite, but is really, really fit. Tried to pull the sled, but his shoes kept slipping on the surface of the Torian Pro. James Newberry took off his shoes and gave this kid his shoes so that he could get grip and finish the event. Where else do you see that?
Yeah. That's awesome.
What a cool community moment where one competitor helps out another competitor by giving him his shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I thought, a really cool and kind of a great representation of what the CrossFit community can be at its best.
Yeah, they're both in it. Could have won. It's not like he was like in last place and he's like, hey, here you go.
I think DeJong is going to the last chance.
Yeah, I think so.
Competition. So he was there. But yeah, well, that's it, guys. That's our show. Big shout out to RX Smart Gear Jump Ropes. Don't forget Clydesdale 15. Get 15% off at checkout, all caps. Bear Bells protein bars, shop.bearbells.com. Use Clydesdale 10 to get 10% off at checkout. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a review, hit that 5-star mark if you're listening on Spotify or iTunes. And what does that mean?
4 more.
4 more subscribers. 4 more. We just need 4 more, and we're giving away an RX Smart Gear Jump Rope that you get to customize however you want. Hit that subscribe button, people. We want to give stuff away. With that, we'll see you next time on the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends.
Bye.
See ya.
Whoa.